Hello, it's Mr. Egg here. Now, on this channel, we have interviewed some of the biggest names in the nightlife industry here in Sin City, Pattaya. But today, I think we've copped the biggest. Not in size, but in stature. Please welcome Ricky from Pandora's. Hello, Rick.
Hello, sir.
Now, we're going to be talking very soon. If you like the video, press like and subscribe to the channel. Rick, the first time I saw you, I do remember you were walking up Soy 16 going to Babe Watch for Gogo.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at you and you had this massive mane of like blonde hair.
Yeah,
and I remember thinking you looked like Rod Stewart.
I was having a bad hair day.
I've had a bad hair life, mate. So welcome to my world. But you've always had that. That used to be your trademark, really, didn't it?
It was.
Did you used to dye it?
No, it's always that colour.
Was it?
It's when I wash my hair, it's very light, and then it starts getting dark. And in between, we get a few streaks.
So, a lot of people might not have even been born that are watching this video in those days. It's all right, Rick. Welcome to the old Gits Club. Just, you know, people have this, I think they've got this overly romantic sort of image in their head of those days, because I think although many things have changed and
it's a lot different now.
But what was it like back then in the 80s in the Gogos in Bangkok?
Well, the only Gogos that were really going was Pat Pong, you know, and there wasn't that many big bars that I remember. I think King's Group had a couple of big ones. Most of them were single units, you know, but you always think the best time was when you first came, and I'm as guilty as anybody else on that. There was a lot more fun in the bars. That's why I try and make this bar the same as what I liked in the 80s. You know, I can't do everything. I wanted the girls to wear boots, but the price of boots has gone up fantastic since then.
I remember when I was working at Electric Blue and the owner wanted the girls in boots, which was great. I mean, some guys like them, some guys don't. But God, I mean, the girls are doing 8-hour shifts. They get hot. I'm telling you, Ricky, those boots after a few shifts start to smell a little bit.
Never go in the locker room after the bar's closing.
And isn't that another thing, mate? It's like everyone goes, oh, I'd love to be in a locker room where the girls... It is not a glamorous place
so after the night, it smells lovely.
Empty vodka bottles. And, okay, so when did you first come to work then?
That was 95. And I was actually working, I think about a year before that, for Johnny in Hollywood. All the time I was coming over very regularly. And I got to know, a lot of the bar owners. And we used to chat, well, this bar's busy, that bar's quiet, you know. Got on very well with Johnny, whose real name is Eric, but anyway, that's another story. And I was saying, I was probably the worst customer you have. Telling him what he should be doing. You know, I hate those when they come in my bar. But one time he said to me, I was going on about well, they weren't lesbian shows. And he said, well, you're so bloody good, you try it.
Yeah.
So I called all the girls in for a meeting the next day, put a little show on, and it went down quite well.
And had you got any experience in that sort of thing?
Well,
because I know you used to do some sort of things like that back in the UK.
When I was young, we won't mention that one. When I was young, I went to drama school, same as my sister. My parents, mum and my dad, were both into drama. My dad used to write plays and things, although I never knew my dad. That's another story. And I was a photographer for a few years. I was always keen on photography, and me and another friend opened up a photographic studio just off Leicester Square, which is now was the Canberra Club or something it's called. Anyway, so I had a bit of idea about posing and lighting and acting, and that, I never thought about it at the time, but I'd actually still be in good stead for doing the shows, you know.
Because you can pose girls, what looks good,
And I sort of knew, simple thing was make sure the customer can see what you're doing, don't get your head in the way, things like that. You know. And then sort of the shows progress. All of a sudden, Hollywood got the most popular, or the group of Hollywood bars got the most popular, which upset a few other people. And it just seemed, I made my name originally in Bangkok doing shows.
Yes, I was going to say, because I mean, I always thought it was Angel Witch, but it was obviously, from what you're saying, it was at Hollywood.
Yeah, in Angel Witch was slightly different. See, Pim, who's one of the partners, she worked in one of the Crown Group bars as a showgirl.
Oh, we knew, actually, we knew this would happen when we did it on the street. We'd have a few, just a fish. Yeah, we'll have a bang. Anyway, you were saying about working. You were talking about when you first went to Angel Witch.
Yeah. Pim, say, worked for me before as a showgirl, then eventually got involved with Matt.
Yeah.
They opened up Angel Witch next door to me when I had Vixens, and then moved to their last location. I'd gone back to England, I think. I was doing something. Oh no, that's right. I was looking at buying a hotel in Phnom Penh. Matt contacted me and said, "Do you want to come over and work with us?" I went, "Oh yeah, all right. We'll get a bar together." "Oh, yeah, all right." So I went over. Now, Pim was very. These are my shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I worked for about 2 months in Angel Witch in Pattaya, and actually I got offered the manager's job there, but I'd already promised somebody else, so I couldn't take it. And I've got to say, Matt was very nice, quite sort of business-like, if you know what I mean.
He was an East German, dead straight, everything straight.
Yeah, he was. I could tell a story about that, but Pim absolutely frightened the life out of me. Every time she came in the bar, and like Angel Witch in Pattaya was a massive bar, obviously, much bigger operation.
Well, it wasn't a big bar. It was two units.
Yeah. But every time my security guy used to say, "Pim's here," I used to go, "Oh God!"
That's right.
Just run around, hide. I don't know why she never said anything nasty to me. She was absolutely one of the most artistic people. All the little decorations in the bar, Christmas, Halloween, and all that.
Side of it.
Yeah,
Matt did the music side. Matt was very good with the music.
Matt was very good with the music, and they worked well together. Yeah. Angel Witch, I do remember Angel Witch in Bangkok. That's the first time that I ever saw you, I think, and that was before Dave the Rave.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dave followed me. Dave's followed me around several bars.
So the shows there were the main thing, and I know that Pin was the choreographer of the shows. Yeah. But you had a little input as well. I mean, there must be some interesting little observations about that.
The girls would watch me. They were doing a show, and it was a new one. I thought, at the end of the show, "Boss, what did we do wrong?" And I thought, "Look, next time, do this, do that." But we never let Pim know.
Okay.
Because if Pim found out, I'd be finger in the pie.
Yeah.
Be a lot of trouble. We had a couple of tricks where one of Pim's favourite girls, I can't remember her name, Sai, I think. I'd give her the show. "Why don't you do this and this?" She'd mention it to Pim. He'd be, "Yeah, great idea, my show." Just the first time I ever saw a pager, which was well before the days of mobile phones. A girl was on stage with a pager, strapped to a bikini, took it out, sent a message, put it back on. "Oh no, this is the downfall of go-go bars," And then a little while later, all of a sudden, mobile phones go. Pages went out the window, and
because from a customer's perspective, and I was like a tourist until the early 2000s, to keep in touch with a girl before all of this, you used to have like a landline.
That's right, yeah.
Or you used to actually, and people won't believe this, you've actually phoned the bar. Yeah. Every bar had a landline, and you'd call up, and the music would be blaring out, and you go, "Oh, can I speak to number 42 or something?" And then she'd come off the stage, and you'd go and sort of call her up and everything. Did you ever get any times when you had to help out with any of the letters or, the love letters?
Many times. In fact, before I came over here to live, I was over one time, it was at the end of the Gulf War. I was out in the Gulf War, and I came over to spend a couple of months here. Spent a year in the end, as you do.
Still waiting.
And the girlfriend I had at the time, we used to use, I can't remember the name of it now, a little bar in Soi 4.
In Bangkok.
Bangkok,
Yeah.
Bar and restaurant. And the girls always go, oh, what, can you
Yeah.
do it?
I got that all
One
the
girl
time.
turned up and said, can you write to this guy and tell him that I'm having his baby? Yeah, all right. Well, I've done it, and all these others as well. Anyway, she got me to write all these letters. I did them all for her. The only guy that replied was a 70-year-old bloke she hadn't seen for 2 years and agreed to send her money. Well, that takes
Yeah.
a biscuit, that one.
Clearly didn't go to school when they were talking about the birds and the bees.
Either that or he's trying to boast about it back in, I'm still virile. You know.
I had a girl. Ricky, who designed the stage at Baywatch?
It was all down to the owner, who thought he knew everything. Well, if you remember, he also had the tables with the fish underneath in the tanks.
Yes, because Baywatch was basically based on the American TV series.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
it?
so, yeah.
Yeah. But just to explain, the stage
So high.
was so high, wasn't it? It was
And the
about a
thing
foot
was-
too high.
The actual floor of the stage kept bending all the time. Underneath it had fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
If a girl jumped up and landed on the stage, you knew you were going to break a fluorescent light that night. It was terrible. The whole design of the place was bad.
Because, I mean, for people that don't know, in the strip clubs in the UK, here in Thailand, in the Gogo bars, when you design a stage height, you get a chair. First of all, you don't worry about the stage, you get the chairs first. You sit in the chair and you see where your eye line is, and your eye line should kind of...
Be a crutch level.
Yes. Thank you, Ricky. I'm glad you said that and I didn't. Yeah, that's so you don't start with the stage, you start with the chairs.
Sitting there
Yeah.
like that.
It's Baywatch. It was like, oh.
That's why the girls were always going around giving massages. I'll tell you another mistake that was made there, and this was a real classic. The DJ booth was raised up
I remember.
by about 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah.
Underneath the DJ booth, they made a little private room,
I remember.
and they put one-way glass in. Unfortunately, they put it in the wrong way round. So the guys used to go in there with a girl, and everyone would sit back, get the stage, and
I thought that was your office.
the office had it as well. Yeah, glass the wrong way round.
People that haven't been in the business don't understand the relationship and the hierarchy amongst the girls, the mama san.
Yeah.
And just tell us a little bit about that. When it can go right, when it goes wrong.
Well, obviously the Mama San runs it all. Changed slightly now, but I'll go into that in a minute. The Mama San's the boss, basically. The Falang manager, owner, whatever, should, and I'm guilty of this, should do everything through the Mama San, and the Mama San transfers it to the girls. I know I do it wrong all the time. I jump in 2 feet first,
Yeah.
and tell them off. But you will see in all the bars there is one girl who's
Yes.
king of the pile. You know,
Yeah. Queen bee.
and that's
Mother
the one-
hen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one you've got to be careful of.
Yeah, absolutely right. And
When
you
you're gonna
need to
sack her,
identify her.
You've got to pick the right day
Yeah.
to sack her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You have to identify her as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's done a load of times where girls will just go, I'm leaving, come on girls, come with me.
Yeah.
You know, we had it here with another bar locally, I shouldn't mention, got the Mama San and said to her, bring the girls with you. She wanted to do the same sort of things that we did here.
Yeah.
They took the Mama San as 6 girls on Christmas Eve. Not the best time to take one.
No.
She
Not
lasted-
the best time to lose girls, is it?
Yeah. She lasted a month and a half there, couldn't get it going, and they kicked her out.
Yeah.
Now the girls won't come back to your bar and say, boss, can I have a job back? They lose face.
Yeah.
So you've lost them anyway, they go other places, you know, and that's the end of it. You know.
You were talking earlier about the bar being fun, and it is fun. And one of the things that I remember you doing at Baby Dolls, because after you was at Sisters, you went to Baby Dolls, which is where we took over. I mean, you handed, you decided to move on and I took over there. And was always forever in your shadow, to be honest. I was always trying to fill your shoes. But
That's what I say now.
I remember the party games. Tell us about the party games.
The party game.
Musical chairs with a difference.
I don't really want to go into that.
You could do it for the members. Let's try and clean it up. Try and clean it up.
I'm trying to remember how it went now.
So you chose about 10, well, we all know musical chairs, right?
Yeah.
So you chose about 10 customers,
Yeah.
and they'd all sit on the bar stools
with their head
with their
laying back
heads on the stage. So they got their back to the stage, and they've tilted their head back.
Facing heaven.
Yeah, yeah. And then the girls
would run round.
and then the music would stop.
They'd sit on a face.
Sit on, yeah.
Unfortunately, I do remember this bit now.
What did they girls forget to do? Wear any drawers?
Yeah, I've never quite got the hang of that bit.
Did you invent that?
Yeah, well, it's just an idea that
Yeah.
I've got a sick brain, I'll tell you that.
Brilliant. I mean, so many people to this day still tell me about that. Because all I did was, because the owners of Baby Dolls said to me, oh, well, Ricky used to do it this way, Ricky used to do it that way. Okay, we'll do that then. And I was never 100% confident and comfortable with doing that, but it was so popular.
One guy got his tooth broken. You say to the girls, don't sit down so fast. They literally push one out of the way and just jump down on his face.
Because I think, weren't the girls, they were going to win a prize?
500 bar.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 500. Well,
Yeah, because
500 bar.
I have to say, every time we stopped the music, we took a phalang away.
Yeah.
So there was, you know.
He would have washed his mouth out.
Yeah. Looking back to happier times at, Pandora's, your bar has, for those who haven't been in, has got a stage against the wall, and then you've got like 2 rows of fixed seating.
Yeah.
Second row, I mean, it's famous.
We wash it regularly. Keep the COVID off, Yeah, it's always. I can remember in the days again going back to Pat Pong.
Yeah.
In the early days, you always went and sat on the back row because in those days a lot of bars were like this. They didn't put the stage in the middle; they put it against the wall, and then tiered seats.
A little tip, if anybody, I said this the other day when I was telling a story. When you walk into a bar and you're looking, you want to walk as far into the bar as you can, and as high up in your situation as you can, because then you can see everything. The people who just walk in and sit right at the front, usually they don't become very good spenders because they can't see anyone. Yeah.
Definitely the back row is more popular because you can see more and do more. We have a
action packed.
We have a thing here called the Pandora's Welcome Package. I won't go into too much detail.
Will that be available online?
A bit difficult.
So you've been doing this now for
25 years.
Is there a time when you think,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're going to hang up your big
there are
marker
times when I
pen?
think, I've got to find something. We were in the process of getting something different when COVID actually hit. I put the bar up for sale a month before, 3 weeks before COVID.
Okay.
Bad timing as usual. And I wanted to get out of the Gogo business, partly because Gogo's salaries take a big chunk of the profits.
Sure.
Whereas a bar beer style doesn't.
Sure.
And I wanted to do something slightly different that nobody else was doing. But because of COVID, everybody else is doing it now.
What
Missed the
about
boat again.
the gentlemen's clubs boom? What do you make of that?
Well, the first gentlemen's clubs were good. Kinnery was started by Ray,
Kinnery,
who's now deceased. Those style of go-go bars, of gentlemen's clubs, they're like a nice big building, swimming pool sometimes.
Sure, yeah. Do you remember the one on Soy 17, Eden Club? Do you remember Eden?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's gone now, but that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was even better than Kinnery. That was before Kinnery as well, I think. Yeah.
But now you've got like Soy Boomerang, all these single, double shop house bars all opening up with a closed front, calling themselves a gentleman's club. To me, they're actually the old Soy 6.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what they are. They're a bar still.
Yeah. And choose a girl maybe from outside and then go inside, sort of thing. Cool. So we're going to be seeing you for a few more years then, Rick?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm in a situation where I can't stop working. I know I've tried it, and I've ended up pulling my hair out. What I want is probably
hair again.
something where I don't have to be so involved all the time.
This channel, I basically set up when we were still open during the 2 lockdowns, just to keep in touch with all the customers back home who couldn't come in because of quarantine and all that. And when I have people, I've had Larry on here, and I've had other celebs on here, I always get them to, if you've got a message for all those people that can't come, I mean, everybody messages us and says, we want to come but we can't. You know, you'll put a picture up of a pretty girl in your bar, and they'll say, oh, well, you know, she'll be on my checklist for next time we do it. What message would you have to everybody who's back home at the moment, maybe in the UK or Australia or America?
One that's just cropped up at the moment. If you see a girl you like, get her number to start with. And if you can, get her name. Because coming into the bar a year later or 6 months later saying, that girl that I liked.
The one with the black hair, you remember?
Had a tattoo.
And she had kind of strange, slinty eyes. But a message maybe for those people who are locked down in London at the moment, we're sitting here, they think we're living the high life here in Pattaya. I'm sure you'd like to say something to your customers that are back home at the moment.
You know, when you can come back, and I don't think it's, well, hopefully it's not going to be that too long for some of you. Come and see us, come and say hello to the girls. We haven't forgotten you, don't forget us.
No, we desperately, you know, as much as people, I mean, it must be awful back home at the moment, you know. I mean, you're from
England.
You're from the south of
London,
London boy.
South
I mean,
London.
it's just awful, isn't it?
Yeah. You compare the figures. We're complaining about the lockdowns we're getting at the moment. That's with 67 deaths.
Correct.
And 10,000 infected people over the whole period of time.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to the UK.
That's 1/5 of one day, or 1/6 of one day in the UK.
Because, although we didn't like it at the time, the Thai government acted very, very quick, closed the borders, closed the flights, everything, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And people stuck to it. You know, sorry Boris, I did like you, but everything's a little bit too little and too late.
Ricky, I'm sure when this video's up and you look down in the comments section, people will be wishing you all the best and saying they're going to be coming back, because that's the great thing about social media. It's a two-way thing, and people...
I think when they can come back, it will go off enormously to start with.
I think we're going to get two massive months. It's crazy.
As I say, a couple of months, and then it will start to die down and level out again. And
in those 2 months, all the girl sponsors will be coming over, and we'll have no girls. And we'll be sitting here at this, and we'll be going, do you remember, Ricky, during COVID, it was really easy, wasn't it? Ricky, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. What we'll do is, because I do live streams a lot, and I'll have a chat with you after we finish this, but I'll mention whenever you do start any live streams or any social media, I'll mention it in mine.
Right,
and we'll put some links to it or whatever you do. And the very best of luck with Pandora's and everyone at LK. And many, many thanks for having a chat.
Oh.
I learnt a lot about you. Rod Stewart. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, give us a like. There's more of that interview in the members area. If you're interested in the members area, just press join. And you can join for just 80 baht a month from us all here at Pandora's on LK Metro. Take care, press subscribe, and we'll see you later. For Mr. Egg, bye-bye.